Alright everybody, back at it again here. We are rocking and rolling through this Tool album review series, and we're already on the 4th out of 6. And then of course the ranking video. So we're just flying on through this thing. We've conquered all of their 90s stuff thus far, and now we enter 2001 for what I consider an absolute masterpiece, which really, you could really say that about just about any of theirs. That's the great thing about their discography. But this thing is just a piece of art in of itself here. Of course, we're talking about Lateralus. And, you know, you're going to talk about the cool covers and stuff that I've kind of been showing off for them. This one right here has got this sleeve that comes off, and you get this crazy looking, you know, really psychedelic DMT looking image here. And then even after that, the cool thing is if you take out the booklet, right, and you just peel this back, you know, flip the pages, that goes away. Then that, I mean, it's just really cool stuff. I absolutely love the artwork of Alex Gray, the guy who does all their artwork. Really cool stuff. Yeah, so another really, really cool album cover from them. Really cool stuff going on. And this time, actually, I didn't have to write down the track listing because, you know, it's on the back of this little sleeve here. So I can just look at it from there rather than writing it down on a little envelope. But, anyways, yeah, this album just dropped, it dropped in 2001. This is really where they start digging in deep to the more proggy and psychedelic stuff going on. I mean, even the cover really looks like that too. And so yeah, you kick it off with, you know, the Grudge, and man, that just shows you what this is going to be about. It's a pretty big song right off the bat, pretty lengthy one, but also heavy, really aggressive vocals going on from Maynard. And the band is just in there, you know, they're just going at it on this album, and right off the bat here, you know. And I love the verses, the chorus, and then even after that, you know, it kind of does a similar thing where, you know, kind of like how Enema did, you know, on its opening track, to where, you know, on Stinkfist, you know, it's kind of a heavier track going on. And you're like, oh, maybe this is just going to be a blast in the face, kind of like a lot of album openers are. You know, real quick one, but no, this one just keeps on going. Absolutely love the Grudge off here. Then we get to an interlude, and this album that probably has some of the best, like, this is one of the albums that I would say interludes works the best at. And that is, you know, that's a rare thing. But, like, on several of these tracks, it's like you need the interludes to be complete, like, for the whole song, because it really makes it feel like a part of the song that comes after, which is how you should really do that. But anyways, yeah, we get to the interlude of Eon Blue Apocalypse, which is just kind of like this, you know, distant sounding, kind of echoey guitar riff going on. And then it just fades right in after a chord with The Patient, which is one of my all-time favorites by these guys. Such a cool and weird song, you know. Starts off kind of mellow, and then just, bam, Adam Jones just slaps on that heavy distortion going on here. And then this one really is kind of like a lot of tracks off here, really, like, they're really mesmerizing. They kind of get you like, whoa, the repetition of, you know, the riff and the bass line going on, and just everybody doing their thing just really is mesmerizing. And then I love, especially, you know, near the end where Maynard just kind of lets his voice go and just carries on in this beautiful melody. Love, love, love The Patient. Then we get into Mantra, which is kind of a weird sounding, like, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's just kind of a weird little noise, almost like a call or something going on, that kicks right into one of their most popular songs. Definitely the most popular off this album, Schism. Which, who doesn't know that, you know, amazing bass line from Justin Chancellor. It's just iconic. And, you know, even like the bass chords he does going on, you know, that was one of the first songs I learned how to play on bass. You know, it's just a classic. Goes down in history. Really cool stuff, and then just really cool lyrics going on from there too. All very, you know, enlightening lyrics going on here. Cool stuff like that. But Schism, again, another one of the best tracks off here. You know, even though it's the biggest one off here. With Tool, it's just like, you know, even their bigger hits are just, they're awesome. Then we go to, this right here. This is one of the instances where it's like you have to, there's even like a a joke that goes around on, like, you know, amongst Tool fans that's like, you know, do not play Parabola without Parable before it, which Parable is the interlude, and then you go into Parabola, and my God, those two are an absolute piece of art. That's one of my favorite Tool songs of all time. Easily my favorite song off here. I'm talking, like, it's just incredibly heavy. The distortion has kind of an echo from Adam Jones really throughout the album, but you really pick up on it here. And he does this really cool solo, and just the vocal melodies and harmonies that I believe Maynard probably layered his vocals or something. You know, I think he's done that with some on the other albums too. They're just beautiful on here with kind of a like a higher note mixed with this kind of lower stuff going on, especially during the pre-chorus. And then you get to this breakdown with just this bass line hitting it. And then, you know, again, a really, really mesmerizing kind of feel going on with this thing. So absolutely love it. And like I said, you know, you got to listen to Parable first because it's beautiful in its own right as an interlude. It's like those just flow amazing together. Like at this point for me, it's like Parabola, if you just click on that song without putting Parable before it, it sounds weird. So... But anyways, that's how you do an interlude. Then you get one of the really heavier ones off here, Ticks and Leeches, which has got kind of some crazy lyrics going on, talking about bugs crawling on the skin, and really cool song. I would say probably ranks a little bit near the bottom as one of my favorites here, but just a great song yet again from these guys on this album. Ticks and Leeches is just, it's a hell of a track. Then you get, I believe the longest song off here. If not the longest, it's one of them. The title track, Lateralus. And the cool thing, you know, if Tool fans will know, but, you know, maybe if you're just getting to the band or whatever, or just didn't know this, that song, the really cool thing about it, it was wrote as the measures are going in the order of, the timing of the measures is in the Fibonacci sequence. So, you know, it's like 1 and 1, and then, you know, the 2, and then the 2 and 1 make the 3. It's a whole... which, you know, I'm not going to go in, this isn't like a math channel, but, so I'm not going to go into all what that means, but, like, if you just look it up, and, there's videos that kind of explain how that song's constructed, and we'll explain the Fibonacci sequence, to you, and that is just one of the coolest, most genius ways, you know, of writing a song, such a cool one, and, man, you talk about the progginess, that may be the proggiest track on here, with all kinds of stuff going on. And, just, again, just kind of these drums going on from Danny Carey, with Maynard just kind of dark and menacing vocals going on. And then, of course, it gets heavier, goes back. It's just like a freaking, it's a roller coaster, man. Absolutely love that song. One of my favorites off here, like big time up near the top. The title track is a must for Tool fans. Then we go to Disposition, which, man, I love this one too. It's really kind of like it's got like a simple kind of groove, kind of some bongos and stuff going on. Danny Carey gets more and more experimental with his percussion as you go along through their discography. And this track really is like got like a meditative vibe to it, really kind of with the bongos, kind of has just this consistent flow through it, and kind of almost like a humming, you know, kind of style of singing. I mean, Maynard's not humming on it, but he's kind of like just very softly kind of, you know, and letting these lyrics flow, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful song. Very meditative one off here. Then we get to Reflection, which, that one is kind of goes along the same line here, as that, except a little bit heavier with a heavier bass line going on. Really thick bass layer. So those really, and Disposition is not even an interlude, but really that song, you know, coming before, Reflection, it does it justice, because those do kind of, they're similar, but like not in a bad way. They just flow really nicely into each other, because they're both kind of the same style of song. But then we go to Triad, which I could say is probably my least favorite off here. I mean, it's pretty heavy, but it's just kind of like a lot of chaos going on, which fits the album really well if you're listening to it all the way through, after being it kind of, you know, peaceful and very mesmerizing and all that, with of course, some heavy parts in there. You know, this isn't just a snooze fest, but, you know, to hear like the chaos here at the end is just really cool. So Triad's, it's a damn good song. Just probably my least favorite off here. Then you get to the Epilogue little snippet here. Fipe de Oyad. I probably butchered that too. You know, they got some weird names on this stuff, but you know, if any of you guys are into like aliens and stuff like that, you've probably heard what this is like some static stuff, and they take a excerpt of this old radio show where this guy, you know, notably called in and was saying that he was on the run and he worked at Area 51 and all this. If you were into like alien stuff, you would recognize the clip. And so it's pretty cool to be like, oh, so they know about that, you know, they're into that kind of stuff too. So that's a really cool ending to this. And then it ends like, it sounds like a TV shuts off. Like, just like, you know, or like, really, really cool ending to it. I love it. But yeah, just incredible, incredible album. You know, this one, again, it's mainly known just for Schism. But there's just a lot more deeper stuff on here that I highly, highly recommend to Tool fans or prog fans. You know, in general, you know, just an incredible album yet again from these guys. We're 4 in just 4, you know, 3 albums in the EP in, and all of them have just been, you know, top quality. So it is going to be pretty hard ranking these things once we get there, but we still got 2 more to go, guys. We've got, you know, next up we'll be looking at the 2006 album, I believe. Yeah 2006 is 10,000 Days. So I'm pretty hyped to be looking at that again. Another really cool album cover kind of thing. Kind of has a gimmick to it. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this crazy looking album cover, and then just the crazy album, an amazing album overall. But anyways, yep, next time, 10,000 Days. So thanks, guys, and thanks for watching.